Hello everyone, Agion here, another Steel Division Normandy 44 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Indianhead, we have Herr Roberts. Spawn on the right side as the 21st Panzer, we have Grobi. Ooh, immediately getting some nice suppression off with the autocannon, because this pack does not have AP or HE. We have this, our veteran AT gun will get internal fire, doing significant damage to the ammo supply. But we try and hit it, and a follow-up shot will take out the 222. We do have Panzer warfare barraging the center part of the city. There are a couple half tracks here to support. We do have Grenadiers. There is some Ranger Marauders here, which they do have the bazooka, but they don't have the extended range like the Panzer team. They only have the 200-meter range. We do have a light mortar here with a nearby officer, making him very veteran. It's Panzer Warfare. Oh no, it's not Panzer Warfare. It's the It's the light art rocket thing. I really don't know what it really is. It's just a small rocket. It's like a Panzer Warfare, but much lighter. We have some Ranger Marauders. We'll claim out this half track. We also just have a reconnaissance unit over here. They have a reconnaissance unit with MGs. While you don't really want to use the MG for combat, it is quite nice to provide field presence on a reconnaissance unit because the Jeep does, the two-man reconnaissance unit does not provide a key. We have another rocket barrage coming on in. This thing does have a lot of rockets. And while it has a total supply of 96, that is half of its supply. So divide that by 2, and that is its firing capability. Which it's down to 55, and oh nope, it's in not reloading, but aiming state. Half of that is 48 rockets per barrage. Very nice, very suppressive, not exactly high damage, which is nice for suppressing. And also, which the 21st Panzer only has up to what, 6 Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers available in Battle Phase A, and that's it. That's not a whole lot. They don't really get much in the Battle Phase B, though they can get some unhalf track. Give them what, plus 5 each, 2 cards. The Panzer Grenadiers are pretty nice units, having 2 effective LMGs. While the field controls at 50-50, you have a slight little bulge here, which can be reclaimed, but it's only rifles, not an AT gun here. You have this mobile pack did fall back, moved over here, trying to cover any potential vehicle rush or moving forward. He's against the Indianhead unit, which means there's a lot of potent fire support vehicles, such as the Priest DD, the M7 DD, the E30 half track with 9 arm penetration, 2 stars of veterancy. It's a very nice unit. Only 1,000-meter range, but still a very nice unit. As well as having Ranger and flamethrower teams as Ranger support with dual LMGs. It's a Ranger, the Indianhead, is very, very well rounded, very aggressive early game, really. Vision, and they also do have Ranger mortars, which are 2 stars of veterancy naturally, plus get a nearby officer, and they have absurd rate of fire. They also have available of 105, 107 millimeter, maybe just 120 big mortars for longer range fire support instead of this short close range fire support mortars. You have some Ranger support here with 3 stars of veterancy. They will dish out a lot of damage. We do have a mortar half track now moving forward, which will be start raining in some barrages, hitting this AT gun. This rifle is only in light cover, and so the Panzer Grenadiers will rip them apart. Do have a M4 DD now moving forward with 10 armor. It's a very hard unit to deal with. This light mortar is down to his last 4 rounds. We'll need to get Duck up soon with some supply. He does, in fact, have the battle phase A Duck. Very nice. Of course, it is only a Duck. Oh, there goes that Panzer Grenadier. And now here, the Indianhead will start taking the advantage. While he does have less income, he just has much more available infantry. It really does pans out. It's just especially when these prolonged engagements. We're down to basically, as this Panzer Grenadier just appear to provide presence and perhaps get a lucky Panzerfaust off. But that's about it. He won't be able to accomplish all too much. And with the Sherman tank now moving forward, he knows the Panzer Grenadiers are severely wounded. Sherman will be very hard to deal with. He is going to move for this mobile Pack 40. With only 2 armor, he has to be very careful not get it killed off. I mean, he needs to try to finagle it, try to get as much, and try to get a shot off through this little roadway. But even then, this road's very curvy. It's going to be very hard to get this AT half-track any work done here. The Panzer Grenadiers will be receiving fire from this mortar, which is being very problematic, especially with this mortar is very effective at quickly responding to any infantry advancement. So this Panzer Grenadier getting forced to fall back instantly thanks to the Sherman tank. The Sherman tank is a very good infantry support vehicle tank. This mortar this rocket artillery piece unit, if I want to say it, it's down to those last 10 rockets. Perhaps that's potentially for a panic barrage onto the Sherman tank. But overall, he's lost the center city. He's a bit of a stalemate up here, but he's not focusing on aggressively pushing up here. Vehicle control is only 51%, so no plus income for the allied player. The AT gun was forced back, decided not to pull it back entirely, but still alive with 3 men. That's still quite reasonable health. This half-track should move forward using this tree for cover. Looks like the... Ooh, very nice. He's found a very good window for this AT half-track. We'll be able to vision down this road. Make note of this position if you're trying to deal with a tank coming down this small little road. Do have a lot of smoke coming on in, which I would say the 21st Panzer player should not go back in. He only has only a handful of full health Panzer Grenadiers left. These Panzer Grenadiers are no longer capable of fighting, really, only good for defense. These here could do some work, but they're not going to accomplish all too much. The Sherman tank's already fall back, but he may get a nice mortar hit for continuing its fall back, but does not. He does bring out a Panzer 35, which is not exactly ideal in this situation. Panzer Grenadiers, as well as the half-track, starting to make its way forward, will suppress down this Ranger support. This rifle squad is in return to fire state, which is actually pretty nice at this moment. We have this mortar half-track now engaging where the Ranger support was, but may get a couple of splash hits near these rifles. Battle Phase B is almost initiated. This will allow the 21st Panzer player to get some more infantry that he really needs, and perhaps bring up some my favorite artillery unit in this group, and not this unit, but the mortar variant, sort of say, of this unit, which has like what, a 16 mortar barrage, fires all at once, as well as smoke. What more could you want? These Panzer Grenadiers are starting to move forward. They are a bit low on MG ammo. Alright, nothing too problematic at the moment. He still has 300 rounds. He starts laying them, but he's receiving way too much fire. We'll fall back. Field control still 50-50, with neither side gaining a single ticket. Now we start seeing more of the heavy options. We have some more 60mm as well as a 107mm mortar. You have this supply supply truck here, resupplying these units. Looks like this guy's almost completely reloaded as well. That will come in handy. Do have an M5 AT gun, a heavy AT gun for the United States, getting some very good coverage at the moment. A little bit not exactly great right here. You could try moving forward up here, and that'll be excellent coverage, but it'll be very vulnerable to AT, or indirect fire, I should say, not AT. Looks like we do have some infantry units trying to make their advancement over into this part of the town, which is more ground gain from the player. He will have, and they have equal income at the moment. Then the Indianhead player will have superior income. We do got two Panzer IVs moving forward, Panzer IV G as well as an officer Panzer IV, which means these are some. This is a very, very accurate Panzer IV, but only having 6 armor makes it a glass cannon. They do have a nice. It does have a very nice green camouflage. These guys are currently in attack move order. He will claim that half track, but at this point it means once he gets up to this location, now the real tank battle begins. This one will fire off, get a shot off first. This one will fire first shot, tracks broken, transmission damage, and in the falling back state, that Sherman tank is as good as dead. And actually the Panzer 35 gets the kill. Kill steal, kill steal. You also have an artillery barrage coming on in. There is a Ranger Marauder, but sprawling crew from the AT gun. He needs to get that mortar firing at that AT gun as soon as possible. Actually, that mortar's firing off smoke. No, it's the Ranger smoke? I think that was actually Ranger smoke, which actually saves the Panzer 35. Oops. The barrage comes on in, will suppress the AT gun, will not touch the Marauders. We have attack beacon. Looks like Air Roberts has this, so he knows where this mortar half track is. Very nice. That's a tactic just to ping something, so you don't remember having to pinpoint where exactly it is. You have a xylophone now coming forward, eyeing the counter barrage, the mortar piece, which probably won't kill off the mortar piece, but may kill off the truck, which the truck may explode, killing off the mortar piece. Nope, it does not. It's a bit inaccurate, but it's a pretty nice unit. It does have pretty quick reload time. It does fire off 16 quick rockets. Does have ammunition stored up, so it can start reloading in between barrages, so you don't have to worry about getting a supply truck to it immediately. So you can come back up on barrage quite quickly, unlike a Panzerwerfer, which has not Panzerwerfer, a Nebelwerfer, which only has 6 shots. Does not have spare ammo, so you have to get it to a half track immediately. Ooh, Ranger Marauders will kill off the half track, suppressing down the Panzer Grenadiers. Will keep them down for quite some time. There are some pioneers here, but they're not in bundle grenade range. We have another Sherman tank here, as well as the AT gun, still in a very good position to deny this for a bit of time. This Panzer IV G, however, is going to not get in the range. We'll be able to fire upon these rifles. We got a Panzer Lorraine moving forward. The Panzer Lorraine does have a 27 HE howitzer, so it's a very effective, but a bit of a close range weapon. Rifles currently pinned down here. They could try, Panzer Grenadiers could try a forced surrender over there, but the M5 will pitch in some HE. There we go. You got surrendered there by the Panzer Grenadiers thanks to those nearby riflemen. Hint, hint. You have the Sherman DD now another one moving forward. Nothing really here to the gauge. It's just a couple Panzerfaust, but that's nothing. War infantry units are moving forward to the center of town. Looks like you have 65 tickets going in favor of the Indianhead player. Did that half track go down while still being loaded? May have. It actually is a big loss. Nice xylophone rocket launch will suppress this armored battle group. The Panzer IV did in fact go down to the AT gun, I would assume. Though the Sherman tank does have, potentially could have got as well. May will pick up one of these units as if they fall back in the line of sight. Panzer Lorraines, it's a lot of HE. We've got another xylophone barrage suppressing the general area. Ranger Marauders will go ahead and claim out that half track or get penetrated and it gets transmission damage. We'll reload and destroy. The Sherman tank, the reinforcing Sherman tank now being very problematic, providing excellent field presence. There's not a whole lot of infantry here to support. There's not a whole lot of infantry left over here, but we do have two reinforcing half tracks. I'm assuming Pioneers. Excuse me, rocket run, rocket artillery raining on in, doing quite a bit of, as I said before, it's a suppression unit. It's not exactly great at it, but it's quite nice. I mean, what's so nice about it, it has so much ammo. It's constant, it eventually will suppress everything, but just give it enough time. Nothing in huge shock value, but a good area denial. Pioneers moving forward, but will get suppressed down by the 107mm mortar. These Pioneers are supporting Panzer IVs. Xylophone barrage comes on in, doing a massive amount of suppression. Rocket artillery from both sides. Look, we got the Indianhead player starting to make advancements towards this town over here, or out of the town. Is this considered one town? Is this a part of another town, or is it just an outskirts, or it's how the roads develop? That's they start building houses along this road. I'm pretty sure these maps are based off of real Normandy areas, so maybe, I'm trying to find no haystack really. I probably could look at the map name and able to see what the name of this town is, so perhaps maybe I could see if this is another town. It does have another church, so probably is another town. These units is of course providing excellent suppression. No AT left in the area, just Sherman tank was forced back. Believe it or not, he could try bit more bold, he could send out this half track to force a mass surrender. His ammo. The Pioneers, however, are pretty wounded. They still have the bundle grenades, so once again, the buildings they can help dissuading the advance, but offense, not so much anymore. Not a whole lot of defense over here. I tried deploying maybe a Pack 43, help dissuade any armored advancement, but this Sherman tank is going to wreak havoc. Nothing really here to stop it. Those are the Sherman tanks of the Panzer force. We'll see the duck as well as the xylophone, which forces them back. Very nice. Sherman tank did in fact go down, as well as some sort of Bedford truck, but I think these riflemen were from that Bedford truck and managed to eject in time. Huge wave and reinforcements coming on in. Battle phase C just been initiated, so these all battle phase C units, a huge wave of reinforcement. An eye to hit this area. We have these Panzer Grenadiers make their way forward. This Sherman tank is vulnerable to Panzerfaust's current position, which can be a bit of oversight. He may be a bit too busy microwaving this area, or perhaps even too focused on this area. I will admit, I will fall underneath tunnel visioning myself. So, if they get to, I can probably say these maybe a bit tunnel vision, but he will in fact pull back this Sherman tank in time. Very nice. But it looks like, oh no, he will manage. He may get one of these trucks. No, he will not get one of the trucks. They did not come in Panzerfaust range. Driver knocked out. Wait, what hit it? What hit it? Oh, this Martyr 1 here got it. And now leaving it very exposed to the Panzer IV as well as the Martyr itself. And there goes the Sherman tank. That is actually a pretty big loss. Now with this reinforcing armor, these Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers just need to hold out for a little bit longer, and then they'll have armored support. We have a Focke-Wulf 190 with 2 stars eventually just strafing the area. I guess only slightly creeped up in favor of A.R. Roberts at 129, but not enough to gain a victory. And now we do gotta run forward. Multiple riflemen now are being forced to surrender. That is a massive loss. Those half-tracks still has to be a bit careful. It is still vulnerable to hand frags. He will not come in the hand frag range there. He's going to go straight for deep. I don't really know exactly what he's aiming for, but now we do have Battle Phase C Sherman Rhinos coming on out. Sherman Rhinos do have a bunch of sandbags on the allows them to get bombers quite nice. Ram tank that. But we do have a massive loss of fuel control over here, plus 1 ticket in favor of A.R. Roberts. This half-track in a very precarious position. The Sherman tank is now moving forward, but not in range, sight range of the half-track here. We eyeing for another surrendering run. He does not have vision of these guys because they're pinned down. Weapon jam. That is a massive problem. These 2 veteran Panzer IVs are coming forward. We'll claim and kill off the Sherman Rhino. The 105 mortar will be next. Rocket artillery from the xylophone will come in. Will suppress the Panzer IVs. Very nice. That will buy him some time. These half tracks still problematic. You have a Veteran C2 Wolverine. Very nice. But we do have this massive wave of riflemen. The rifleman could start approaching forward and try to claim as much ground as possible. He does still have 50-50 and did not get enough tickets for a victory. I believe the number you need for minimum is 250. No, 250 difference in order to go from a draw to a victory. This bulge, oh, there goes the command tank. I'm not exactly sure what took it out. Oh, it must have been this Wolverine. It has, yeah, definitely the Wolverine. This bulge is, well, can easily be collapsed. There's only a handful of Pioneers. There is a veteran Panzer IV. It's at a general disadvantage of the Wolverine. Because while they're both at Veteran C2, it does have a better gun, but it has 2 less armor. 2 less armor means penetrating more easily than 1 more armor penetration. The rocket artillery coming on in, but will not suppress the Martyr. This mortar half track providing quite a bit of dividend, constantly suppressing these advancing infantry units. as well as the Panzer Grenadiers and all these half tracks here with their MGs. New controls, and still 50-50. Pioneers are still moving forward. This rifleman's in hold fire stance when it really need to be actually attacking, because do not want a Pioneer to get into point blank range to spot you, because bundle grenade is out and explodes. Another wave of infantry coming on in, trying to eye the central area. The Wolverine's still alive. The Panzer IV is in very good position, I would say, when it's have the fear of armor presence with no really backup support, just some Pioneers to help spot for it. You have a pack 43 88mm coming on out. This is a heavy AT gun, which means big gun, big armor penetration, and big holes. Here goes this Wolverine to the Panzer IV. This was, I don't think it was a veteran one. So there's still this AT gun left for here for defense, but it's getting suppressed. He knows it's there, and it's down to one member. So this next run from the Focke-Wulf 190, while it has not been a dogfighter, it's been excellent ground support because he has 4 MGs, which, what, 4 20 mils? Yeah, that is a very good air support, close air support unit, just to loiter around. But overall, it still could go either way. As the German player starts pushing forward, his opponent is starting to regroup and reclaim his forces, but this northern area is still very sparse in anti-tank assets. But he still has a pretty nice bulge of infantry. But he does not exactly have support from the infantry, because his air support being very problematic. Some of these rifles could go ahead and start surrendering when these Pioneers start moving forward, though the recon unit may prevent it, but it will still have them be gunned down. We have another Veteran C2 Focke-Wulf 190 coming in for some more suppression. I think it's hitting the M10. The M10 is open top, means very vulnerable to the MGs. Another rocket artillery run. Actually, there's a rifleman way out in this church. So that is a bit interesting. It could take out this half track as it goes by throwing some hand frags. This recon has not been spotted. These recon, two-man recon units spotted, you basically need to step on top of them. And this bulge will collapse. We got +1 ticket in favor of the Axis player. We do have some Wolverines being deployed out. The Veteran C2 one is still alive down south, though his assault down here has pretty much stalled out, reinforcing Panzer Grenadiers, and the half-tracks slowly whittled away against the infantry after the Sherman tank went down. The Pack 43 starting to move forward, though it can still be picked off by, say, this Rifleman squad. We have this Sherman tank now moving forward, as well as a huge wave of infantry now moving forward. This Sherman tank has transmission damage. This AT gun will claim the Pack Martyr and will now perhaps potentially take out the Panzer IV. Has plenty of time to shoot it and get another penetrating hit. Rocket Run comes on in, trying to stall this advance. And at this point, I think both players probably at this point has expended all their infantry units, so we probably will not see any additional infantry reinforcements, or at least any standard rifleman squad or LMG squad. We may see perhaps an MG or a reconnaissance unit, but that's probably about it. Maybe after this one, though. Yeah, whoops. This mobile pack is engaging the Wolverine. The Wolverine is engaging something else, and will be forced to fall back. Pack 43 is getting hit by this infantry unit, which does have 2 Brownings. And it starts slowly building away, but it can still send some HE rounds back. Have a wave of command Shermans moving forward. We only seen what, 1 rhino, actually 2 rhinos. I believe you get 1 card with up to 5, so we definitely do have more rhinos available for the Indianhead player. And we haven't really seen much air support from either player, especially the Indianhead player. We haven't seen a single one. So air support and air battles are still a possibility. Do you have the +1 ticket still in favor of counting for the Axis at 54% of field control? So that pocket is shrinking. We do have a flak 88 here. We'll start pitching in its many HE rounds. And it looks like the Sherman Rhino is getting some good hits. May go ahead and take out this rocket artillery piece. The Panzer IV is in the fallback state as well. This autocannon unit may be in position to actually penetrate the armor, but may need to get so point blank. And that is the last Pioneer of the town. The only thing left in this town is a flak 88, in which these riflemen squads could take it out. I mean, it's not in any cover whatsoever, so it's very vulnerable to any fire. You have some of these mortars starting to be cleaned up thanks to the veteran Panzer, veteran Wolverine, especially thanks to the nearby command car. We have another flak 88 now coming on out. He just needs to try hold of the front line, but it's going to be a tie at this rate. Both players are... The allied player is in a better position at the moment, but does not have a lot of time in order to win the game. A tie can be quite easy for Axis player, but he's severely lacking infantry units. He's starting to bring in his own Sherman tanks. Now, I just don't know. It's really, both players have committed and lost a lot of resources. We still have a good direct fire preservation by the Axis player. I just don't know. The Indian player does have overall, I think, army superiority. He has a lot of tanks, and starting to pick off these half tracks and everything that's anti-infantry, so his infantry has a bit more freedom. So the Wolverine does in fact go down to either the Pack 40 or to the Flak 88. This area has sort of fallen in favor of the Axis player. Even this half track that's meant for pulling in the Flak 88 is getting some work done. It does have MG42, but only the 600 meter range. It has no armor. This Flak 88 has no... Really, this rifleman squad could actually take out this Flak 88. It is not in any sort of cover. It can wait until, say, it fires its next round and starts barraging it. It potentially can quickly suppress. Especially if the Flak 88 starts focusing on this, then the command tank could go ahead and pitch in his own MGs and get it quite suppressed quickly. I mean, look, that's 105 nearly suppressed in one shot. Now it's completely suppressed. Open fire. We'll try to make it force surrender. We do have some P-47s with single bombs coming on in. These are nice suppression. That maybe a 15 HE bomb could be a 25. I'm not exactly sure. Now field control is definitely going in favor of the Indianhead player. You also have some reinforcing rhinos, which will be a good way to stop any advancement. But the Flak 88 and the Pack 43 are going to be very problematic. Granted, they are not exactly mobile, so they have to be slowly pushed back in the field. You had the Rhino tank versus the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV, I would say, is more slot out the wind thanks to the veterancy, but got a very slow shot off. Wasn't really aiming at immediately. But the next shot will potentially force the fallback of the Panzer IV, and there we go. The Rhino tank will in fact win out. This rifleman squad could have ran forward, try to find a surrender. Would created a surrender, and there goes the flag 8. Now just leaving only pack 43. There was some star troops, but they got quickly cleaned up. A 223 is not moving forward, but that's not exactly a huge amount either. You have a Warferman coming on in on a Hotchkiss, which not exactly super effective. But if he gets a nice suppression upon these units, especially the command tank, he can start to potentially create a surrender situation. But it gets taken out by the command tank. Both sides severely depleted on available assets. I really don't know what... Oops, got a phone call. Pausing at 40 minutes. Hello? And that was saying an important message about my credit card. Fucking scams. I just ruined my mood. And I don't need to make sure I remember to edit that out. Even then, that was what, about seconds. I would try to remember to edit that out, but it's not a whole time loss. We have this pack 43 eyeing the some HE rounds, but maybe will get transmission damage on the command tank. And this mortar will be hit by a single bomb, but will not score a direct hit. If it scores a direct hit, it will probably kill it off directly because it is open top. You got a Sherman tank moving forward as well as another 43. Both sides just trying desperately not. Oh, at this point, the Axis players just trying desperately so his opponent will not win. But even at +1 income, I don't think there's not enough time to actually make it win. So I think a draw is actually assured unless he gets somehow get a +2. Even then, there's not enough time to get a +2. There's hardly enough time to get a +1. Flak 88s will make good anti-aircraft support, but neither side really went heavy in aircraft. They're not a player like me who loves the aircraft to death and will probably deploy every single aircraft if possible available on the deck. You have another Warferman barrage coming on in. These are very good HE. Look at that, AoE of 104. Also being an armored chassis, so it's very resilient. We do have getting out eventually to P47. With the last minute coming down, and we got oh crap. Better he hopes he has some more air support than that, because he's not in the fallback state. He's actually in a baiting state. He's trying to, I think he's stalling out. There we go. We got one. That was a minute pass, perhaps trying to get income, but Gabby may just go down. Here we go. Got a good turn angle. Brings in another P47, but there's only one of them versus two of them. This dogfight will probably last for the rest of the game. This game will end in a draw. There's no doubt about that right now. We actually managed to capture a duck. We'll try to clean out that martyr, but will not get the kill. Actually, instantly gets shot down, really. With 20 seconds remaining, just trying to bomb the last of stuff. make it. You probably will get that Pack 43. That's pretty far edge explosion, so just only brings it down. And the aircraft will be in a second. This was a very good replay. Both sides throwing in a lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of very good power play. Both sides could have won the game, but neither side did. Let's just go ahead and take the kill scheme. Let's see what performed quite well. Got AT gun, getting some half tracks, nothing too much. A couple half tracks. Ranger Marauders getting 4 half tracks, as well as a Pioneer team. Very nice. M5 claims a Martyr, as well as a bunch of half tracks. Very nice. Rifles will take out 3 enemies, which 2 of them were reconnaissance. Nothing too crazy. Norse. Insert Chuck Norris reference here. Wolverine will get a very good amount of kills, getting off the Panzer IV, a mobile pack, as well as a Martyr, as well as some half tracks. Very nice. Rhino will take out the Panzer IV-G, as well as some supporting stuff. M10 will claim a Sherman. Very nice, as well as supporting stuff. Command Tank will claim a Flak 88, a Warferman, and some supporting stuff. Very nice. Over on the other side, holy crap. Panzer IV-G. Sherman, M5 AT gun, as well as a pretty good amount of infantry. Very nice Sherman Panzer IV. Mortar will claim 2 mortars. The mortar half track will claim 2 opposing mortars, as well as an AT gun. Very nice. Panzer IV will claim a lot of riflemen, as well as Sherman rifle. Very nice. Martyr here will claim 3 rifles, a xylophone, and a Sherman tank. Very nice. This Pioneer squad will claim 3 rifles and 4 rifles in a Jeep. Panzer IV will claim an AT gun and a Wolverine. Very nice. Pack 43 will claim 4 riflemen. Your job is to shoot tanks, not to take out infantry. Either way, this is a very good replay. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.